561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
And Donald Trump converted the presidency into an instrument for self-enrichment. He raked in millions of dollars from the most corrupt governments on earth, who came in with specific favors that we document in our report that they got from Donald Trump. I beseech my colleagues, I will read any book, any magazine, any speech you've given that you want me to read. Read this report and come back and tell me if you think Donald Trump did the right thing in converting the White House into a for-profit operation. No other president in American history has come anywhere close. And you ask why he's so determined to stay in office that he would unleash violence against his own vice president, the brother of your colleague, of our colleague. Why would he do that? It's because it was a money-making operation, and it was a great business grift for a guy who went bankrupt several times. And yet, out of some misguided partisan loyalty, you're going to stick with him. I don't even know why you stick with him. He was a Democrat longer than he was a Republican. He wanted to run for president on the Reform Party. You guys have been taken over by an absolute con man. And now you're acting like members of a religious cult who don't even remember how you got in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
We say return the profits, Donald Trump. $7.8 million. I've got a letter, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to share with you, telling Donald Trump to return these $7.8 million. It's a small fraction of what he raked in. We want to know about the other 2 years in office. We want to know about the other businesses, not just those 4 that we were able to get information on. And we want to know about every country on earth, not just the 20 autocracies and dictatorships that we found. This is our government. This is our Constitution. And we're going to stand up for it against Donald Trump and anybody who follows him to the path of oblivion. Abraham Lincoln started your party as a third party to replace the Whigs because they wouldn't take a moral stand against slavery.
Oh, wow. I mean, that is so much truth right there in a less than a 2-minute clip of Jamie Raskin just spitting facts. Just
bullseye after bullseye.
Woo!
He's awesome.
He is awesome because he's a constitutional professor. That is his job in real life. He teaches, constitutional law. And he knows it backwards and forwards. He knows the history of this country. And he also knows that he's been blocked from looking at a number of avenues that Donald Trump actually pursued in order to grift, in order to enrich himself, in order to make money for him, for Ivanka, for Jared, for, his own personal, pocketbook. And he literally sold out our country while screaming America first. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like up is down, black is white. We went through the looking glass with this dude, and they were able to look at a couple of years of profit taking that occurred at the Trump hotels, okay? And that it was, Chinese functionaries. It was, Chinese, heads of the Communist Party that came over here, and they were renting suites of rooms at Donald Trump's hotels in order to curry favor with Donald Trump. Same thing with the Saudis. The Saudis came and they rented out entire floors, because Jared was willing to play games with them, play footsie with them. Say, hey, listen, we're the elite of the United States. You're the elite of Saudi Arabia. We should, wash each other's feet. We should, get each other's back. We should protect each other because, we have a lot of power and a lot to lose. And as long as we cover for each other, we'll be okay. Nobody will come and, hurt us. Nobody could be able. I mean, it's unbelievable what actually occurred, but it did occur. And that's why Donald Trump wants absolute immunity. I mean, he knows that the statute of limitations has not run on all his crimes. And that, Congress was able to find $8 million that was taken, while Donald Trump was president. And it's in violation of something we call the Emoluments Clause. And, it sounds really old-fashioned because it is. But it was part of the considerations that the Founding Fathers had because we didn't want a foreign king. That was the whole point of our revolution, right? And Donald Trump's like, it's who cares about, what they said 200 and some years ago? Who cares? It's really disgusting. Donald Trump puts Donald Trump first, which brings me to this. Yesterday, Chris Christie, the only Republican candidate in the Republican primary, that has been willing to do a full frontal attack, full on, full frontal. You can see me coming. I'm not hiding anything. I am coming for you, Donald Trump, with the facts. I've known you for 22 years. I know exactly who you are. I know exactly why you wanted to be president. I know why you are so dirty. I know exactly what it is that I thought I was doing when I was trying to support you. I thought maybe I could make you into a better president than you would be without me. This is what he and yesterday he realized there is no path for him to become the Republican nominee. Now, it was interesting that he concluded that so early, right? Because nobody has caucused in Iowa. That's next week, right? I think it's Monday or Tuesday. And it's going to be like 34 degrees below zero. So who the hell knows who's going to show up? And then the next contest is in New Hampshire, where Chris Christie had 12%. Now, for Chris Christie or any of the Republican, leftovers, 12% is not it seems like an embarrassing number, but for them, it's not. Now, what's interesting is about 2 weeks ago, I guess, Nikki Haley got some momentum. Momentum. What does that mean? That means that she turned in a couple of good performances at a couple of debates in a row, and the press was writing, glowingly, let's say, about her performance and saying that they were going to poll her, and they were going to poll her against Biden as a general election candidate, and they were finding that Nikki Haley could actually beat Joe Biden. And Nikki Haley could actually beat Joe Biden in a way that no other Republican wannabe nominee for the Republican Party could. Not even Donald Trump. Not even Donald Trump. They were finding that a Biden-Trump rematch was so depressing for the American people, and it was so close that there really was no self-evident winner. There really was nobody that was just going to run away with it. It would be a close election, a tight election. It would be, again, another gift to Donald Trump, another gift to the January 6th insurrection types, another gift to the violent ones in this country, another gift to the people who would fall prey to Donald Trump screaming, "See, they stole it from me again. I'm a 4-time loser, but they stole it from me each and every one of the 4 times." And, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? But 4 times. Okay, 4 times. But they say Nikki Haley could actually beat Joe Biden. Well, that got around, right? And it gave Nikki Haley some momentum. And that's when Vivek Ramaswamy, smarmy man, was actually tasked with, and I'm sure it came straight from the pie hole himself, with destroying her or trying to destroy her or get in her face or, wound her, fatally wound her if you could, but, go after her. And he did. And the person who defended her was Chris Christie. I'll play you the exchange on the other side of the break. And then, everybody realized that Chris Christie had 12% in New Hampshire. Nikki Haley had 32% of the people that were going to vote in the primary for her. Donald Trump had 39% for him. Well, if you added Nikki Haley's to Chris Christie's, she would win New Hampshire. And before New Hampshire, he said, "Okay, I'm out." Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.